Authorized personnel only, no EXCPTONS. It was printed in bold red letters, the kind that made you think twice before stepping forward. I hesitated. I wasn't an authorized personnel. I was just her husband, someone who knew how she liked her coffee, who rubbed her shoulders when she came home exhausted, who memorized the small dimple that appeared on her left cheek when she genuinely laughed. But here, in her world of glass walls, polished floors, and silent elevators, none of that seemed to matter. I straightened my collar and stepped through the doors anyway. The lobby looked like it had been designed by someone who hated warmth. Everything was metallic, monochrome, and so spotless that my reflection glared back at me from every angle. A woman behind the reception desk lifted her eyes. "Can I help you, sir?" "Yes," I said. "I'm here to see my wife." "Name?" "Daniel Reed." Her fingers tapped across the keyboard with swift precision. "I don't see you on the visitor list." "She doesn't know I'm coming." She froze, not in fear, in uncertainty. People rarely surprised the woman who ran this building. My wife was known for controlling every angle, every detail, every outcome. "I'm sorry, sir," the receptionist said. "Without an appointment, I can't let anyone enter the executive level." I sighed. It wasn't her fault. She was just following rules written by my wife, rules that kept the company efficient, disciplined, and almost militarily structured. "Could you just call her?" I asked. "Tell her I'm here." Something about the way I said it must have softened her. After a moment, she nodded and picked up the phone. "Mrs. Reed, there's someone asking for you. He says he's your husband." A pause. A frown. "Then yes, ma'am, I'll send him up." She hung up and looked at me with new interest. "You may proceed. Take elevator A, top floor." The elevator doors slid open with a sharp hiss. As I stepped inside, I felt like I was entering a different world. It soared upward, past floors buzzing with activity, rows of desks, whiteboards covered in formulas, engineers hunched over glowing monitors. My wife's company wasn't small. She had built something colossal, something most people could only dream about. When the doors opened again, silence greeted me. The executive level was nothing like the rest of the building. It felt warm, personal, almost serene. Plants lined the walls. Paintings, her selections, hung under soft lighting. A quiet lounge faced a wide window overlooking the city. It was a world completely separate from the sharp, fast, metallic world below. Her assistant, a young man in a navy suit, approached me. "Mr. Reed, welcome. She's waiting in her office." He led me through a hallway lined with translucent glass walls. Behind them, small conference rooms held half-finished diagrams and open laptops. The closer we got to her office, the more I felt the weight of the place settle on me. Finally, he stopped at a large door made of dark wood, the only wooden door on the entire floor. "She's inside," he said. I took a deep breath and knocked lightly. "Come in." Her voice steady, calm, familiar. I entered and found her standing behind her desk, arms crossed, an eyebrow raised. "Daniel," she said, "this is unexpected." "I know," I replied. "I thought I'd surprise you." She walked around her desk, heels tapping against the marble floor. Even after 10 years of marriage, her presence still struck me. The mixture of intelligence, elegance, and quiet authority that drew me to her in the first place. "I had a meeting in 10 minutes, she said, but her expression softened a little. "Is everything okay?" "Yes, I just missed you." She blinked, surprised. "You missed me." "I know how busy you've been," I said. "We barely had dinner together this week. I wanted to see you just for a moment." She sighed, but it wasn't irritated. It was more like a breath she didn't realize she needed to release. "Come here," she said. I walked toward her and she reached up to straighten my collar. "You should have called. They almost didn't let you in." "I saw," I said. "That sign downstairs. You weren't kidding about no exceptions. Not even for your husband." She smirked. "Especially for my husband. You're the worst at following protocols." I laughed, guilty. She moved closer, resting her forehead lightly against my chest. It wasn't something she did often. She was careful with vulnerability. But when she allowed herself to lean on me, even a little, I never took it for granted. "You picked a dramatic time to visit," she murmured. "We have a board meeting in an hour. We're negotiating a major acquisition. I've been running on caffeine and adrenaline all week." "Which is why I came," I said. "You forget to breathe when you're working." She didn't argue. That alone told me how tired she was. "Let's sit for a moment," she said, leading me to a small sofa near the window. The city sprawled out below us, crowded streets, flashing billboards, skyscrapers slicing through the winter sky. She stared at it with an unreadable expression. "You know," she said quietly, "sometimes I wonder if I built a cage for myself." I turned to her. "What do you mean?" "This company, it demands everything, and I just keep giving it." She rubbed her temples. "People think being a CEO is glamorous, but they don't see the weight, the decisions, the risks, the pressure. They also don't see the woman behind it," I said. "The one who's strong enough to handle all of this, but soft enough to worry if I ate lunch." She chuckled. "Did you eat lunch?" "No." She swatted my arm. "Hypocrite." We sat in silence for a bit, letting the moment breathe. Then I reached into my jacket and pulled out a small container. "I brought you something." Her brows rose. "What is it?" I opened it. "Your favorite muffins from that bakery you like. I picked them up this morning." She stared at them as if they were gems. "You went across town in traffic for muffins." "They're not just muffins," I said dramatically. "They are evidence of my love and devotion." She rolled her eyes, but the smile she tried to hide was unmistakable. "Thank you," she whispered. I stood up. "I should go. You've got a big day." She caught my hand. "Stay a little longer." Her voice was soft, rare, almost fragile. So I stayed. We shared the muffins, talked about small things, laughed quietly, and for the first time in weeks, she let the CEO fade away and just be my wife again. When I finally left the building, the sign at the entrance didn't intimidate me anymore, because even if the world saw her as an unapproachable powerhouse, I knew the woman behind the title, and she knew me.